Hi guys, today I want to talk about how to make money on Instagram in 2019. Now, for those of you that have over 100K, I'm sure you get quite a bit of emails from brands contacting you, wanting to work with you for partnerships and collaborations and ambassadorships. So these tips are supplementary to that, but it's definitely much more applicable for those of you that are micro-influencers within the 0 to 100K following range. Now let's get right into the tips. Tip number 1 would be to get on influencer platforms. Now there are a variety of influencer platforms and each one has a different structure. Some of them you can message the brand and talk to them directly to negotiate rates. Some of them you put down your own quote. Some of them actually have a fixed compensation per campaign. So each one is different, and I will definitely link down below my favorite influencer platform in the description box below. So be sure to check those out because those are the platforms that I use when I was growing my Instagram account, and those are my favorite ones. So be sure to check them out, and I hope you guys find that useful. Tip number 2 would be to sign up to non-exclusive agencies. Now there are non-exclusive agencies and exclusive agencies, and the main difference between the two is that with exclusive agencies you can only be a part of one, and they basically handle all of your brand deals. So they bring in some brand deals for you, and any direct emails that you get from brands, they also negotiate the rates for that. So they take a cut from all of your brand deals, and the commission is typically within the range of 15 to 30%, and that's the way it is. And with non-exclusive agencies, you can sign up to as many non-exclusive agencies as you want, and I think it's definitely much more better or suitable for those of you that are micro-influencers because you need to have more variety. If you're a larger influencer, you can consider joining an exclusive agency. Now, if you're looking for influencer agencies, what I would do is to use Google, type in influencer agencies, and just contact a bunch of them and say that you're interested in having a non-exclusive relationship with them. And so that way, at least you can be on their roster. And so whenever they have a paid campaign going on and you're a right fit, they can contact you, and at least that way, like I was saying, you're on their roster and you're on their radar, and it provides more opportunities for you. So on to tip number 3, it would be to create lead magnets. A lead magnet is a way to attract leads by providing value. Now you can do that by providing a free product or service in exchange for emails. Now this way it really helps build trust with your audience. You're providing value, and it builds up your social proof. I also mentioned the importance of social proof in a previous video. If you guys are interested in checking that out, you can click on the cards over here, or you can check, I'll put it down in the description box below for you guys to watch. Now on to tip number 4, it would be to DM and cold email for opportunities. So with Instagram, you have the convenience of direct messaging brands, and if you are a micro-influencer, I would definitely recommend contacting smaller or local brands because they're more likely to work with you. And you can do it that method by direct messaging. Another method is through cold emailing. This is typically easier to do with larger brands because what you can do is you can put in the brand email and type in marketing email, or put in the brand email again and put PR email on Google, and with that it will pop up the proper email for the marketing team, and they're the ones in charge of influencer collaborations. Sometimes you will get a LinkedIn profile that pops up for the marketing person that works for that brand. I would highly recommend you guys contacting them, and there's even a couple different websites that you guys can use to verify email addresses. I will link it down in the description box below so you guys can use that to check and see if those emails are verified. So oftentimes when you contact brands, there are some that are willing to pay and some are only willing to do free product in exchange for posts. I still think that when you're starting out, it is actually useful to do free products in exchange for posts because it does provide a variety of content on your page, and it helps build up your social proof when you have, say for instance that you're within the beauty niche and you've actually worked with a bunch of beauty brands, and that's also applicable with fashion. If you have worked with a bunch of different fashion brands, and so you have a variety of different fashion brands on your feed. So I would like to mention that when you contact these brands, sometimes some are willing to pay, but more oftentimes than not, some are only willing to provide free product in exchange for posts, but I still think that's very, very useful for those of you that are micro-influencers because it really helps build up your social proof. And in other words, it's helping build up your portfolio for the niche that you are working on. So say for instance, you are a beauty niche, you want to work with a bunch of different beauty brands and use a bunch of different makeup products and not just one in what you have. And so by contacting these brands and having a variety of brands on your page, it really helps build up that portfolio and resume that you have for your Instagram. Another key thing to note is that certain niches do pay more than others. In my experience, I've definitely noticed that beauty brands pay more than fashion brands. Fashion brands typically like to provide free clothes in exchange for posts, and I think it's because people are more willing to do it for free. So definitely keep that in mind when you're contacting brands and seeing a pattern, which brands are willing to pay and which aren't. Another useful tip that you guys can use is pay attention to other influencers' pages and see if they use hashtag ad on which posts and see which brands they're working with, because you can contact those brands because you already know that they are working with influencers and they are willing to pay. So definitely use that to your advantage. Now, those are all the tips that I have for you guys on how to make money on Instagram. I hope you guys find this video helpful. If you guys have any questions, please leave it in the comments down below. I know when I first started to pursue being an influencer, I didn't have any of this information readily available to me, and I honestly had to learn through trial and error, my own experience, and from word of mouth from other bloggers and influencers. So I just wish I had this information when I started out, and this is why I'm creating these videos and this series for you guys, so to just help you guys. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, just let me know because I'm really here to help, and I would like to create more videos on any questions that you guys may have.